brother. Jay, I loved your video on Tuesday about all of the Easter eggs that we should be on the lookout for in Finding Dory, but you missed one of the classic ones that we haven't talked a lot about on this channel, so today I want to shed a little light on. What do Pixar, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, E.T., The Hunger Games, and Spider-Man all have in common, other than being like super awesome? The Wilhelm Scream. I like to think of the Wilhelm Scream as kind of the audio version of A113. It's a sound effect that's used in many Pixar movies, but also extends far beyond to all corners of cinema. So what is it? Because I can guarantee many of you have heard it several times in your life without even realizing it. Let me prove it. That was just Pixar. Also, I have to apologize because now that you are aware of it, you can't not hear it. Hashtag you're welcome. Either way, crazy, right? But how did this happen? At its core, the Wilhelm Scream is nothing more than a stock audio file, but it became more of an in-joke for the entire film industry. It all started back in 1951 in the movie Distant Drums, but interestingly, the scream is not named after the actor or character who used the scream. It's not even named after the person who created the scream. That being said, it's not even entirely clear who did create the scream. But most people credit actor-singer Sheb Wooley because in a Distant Drums call sheet, there is one day in particular where the sound was most likely recorded, and only a handful of people were recording that day, and he is the most likely out of them. But in any case, it's named after the character Private Wilhelm in the movie Charge at Feather River, a 1953 Western. But even that seems kind of odd. Why wasn't it named after where it originally came from? Well, that's because the guy who named it, Ben Burt, didn't do so until the 1970s. Burt was a film student at USC and noticed that the scream, which was available in the Warner Brothers stock audio library, would pop up all over the place. Him and his friends thought it was funny, so they started using it in their student films as a joke. And because the earliest place that they recognized the sound from was Charge at Feather River, it got the name the Wilhelm Scream. After college, Burt got hired to work on a tiny project, maybe you've heard of it, Star Wars. And he went on to insert the scream into every Star Wars movie to date. Fun fact, he is also responsible for that iconic blaster sound, the sound of a lightsaber swinging. Do you have anything ridiculous I could swing? And Darth Vader's breathing. And Burt didn't stop there and plugged the sound into all of the Indiana Jones movies and E.T. All are enormously popular movies, and when you plug the same sound into all of them, people begin to notice. Everyday normal people like Quentin Tarantino and Peter Jackson, who started to plug the sound into their own projects as a nod to their industry buddy. Today, the Wilhelm Scream may be the most famous sound effect in all of Hollywood, but maybe even better to say the most infamous sound effect in all of Hollywood, because not everyone loves it, which is kind of where this Easter egg gets fun. A113, for example, is pretty harmless. It can sit in the background and not really be all of that distracting. Unless you're like me and the distracting part is trying to find it. But the Wilhelm Scream, when you're tuned into it, is almost impossible not to hear. So it can almost be distracting and almost a reminder that you're watching a production where not everything is real. For this reason, many directors do not like the scream, so if you're hearing it in a modern film, it usually means that the sound editor had to sneak it past the director, and I love that. It's kind of like a game to the sound guys, and just knowing that always makes me happy to hear it. Like, Yeah, way to go, guys! Which brings me to my question of the day. Were you already aware of the Wilhelm Scream, and can you readily identify it when it comes across in a movie? And when you hear it, do you hear it as a distraction, or is it kind of a fun Easter egg that you're looking for as well? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the towel section down below. I'm anxious to hear what you guys think about this one, because I know we all love Easter eggs, but this one is kind of an exception to the normal rules. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, on Tuesday, Jay made a video breaking down all of the Easter eggs that we need to be looking for in Finding Dory, which comes out in just a couple weeks, so be sure to check that out right here. Also, if you don't know the fun facts about A113, a while back we made an entire video talking about where Pixar uses it in all of its movies, so you can check that out right here. But Jay, that is everything that I've got for you today, man. I will see you on Tuesday.